Well, yeah. See, that's where no, I think City Hall. I was just thinking.
We on?
Hold on a second.
Yeah. I think just to see if I can get it cutting off the you're right. Offer everything. Offer all. I just think that's how I feel.
I have to find another chair.
And then all those kind of the same way. I agree. So sad. I asked my birthday.
Peace in town.
That's okay. Hey, listen. Here's one. But then she got sick. Oh, you do, okay.
Before we begin, does anybody require any ADA requirements? Does anybody need headphones?
No, but in each council person speaks the microphone so we can hear what's going on.
They will. Nobody? All right. Call to order. Roll call.
Brand,
Here.
Zook,
Here.
Lund, here, Kyle,
Here.
Benton,
Here.
Mayor Jensen.
Here. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get approval of the tentative agenda?
I move that we approve the tentative agenda.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, approve expense claims of $69,162.06, approve payroll expense claims of $14,624.67. One payroll, that's the lowest payroll I've seen in 6 months. Approve July 20th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Move that we approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, public comment. Agenda items only, limited to 3 minutes. Elaine?
Hi, my name is Elaine Webb. I live at 301 3rd Street, Northeast Mitchellville. And I'm going to make a comment on the payroll expense claims for $14,624.67. Jacoby, I noticed that the payroll expenses are on one portion of the packet. It's $14,624.67, but the actual expense is $50,689.44. Which of these is accurate, if either? Do you follow the general concept accounting principle to ensure transparency and accuracy that is supposed to be followed by all accountants in the United States? And or is the total supposed to be 65,000? Payroll supposed to be 65,314.55.
So when I was doing it as a combined total, I was being asked to divide it out smaller. So I divided out the expenses and then made the journal entry as a separate.
But
So
why?
you can see the entire journal entry for payroll on the right side, and then the rest of the expenses are on the left
But
side.
they're only approving what's on here on the front page, and it's always been over about $60,000. So they're approving $14,000, not the $65,000. You know, if you would add the $14,000 and the $50,000 together, like you should, that's what should be on here. Is that correct?
I haven't got an answer on any of it, so I'm oblivious to the situation.
So,
We've been researching this, but didn't communicate
but,
to see if there was something we needed to change with our process.
I've asked multiple times and received no answers.
okay, because you're supposed to be following the general concept accounting principles to ensure transparency and accuracy. This is not accurate. The $14,000 is not accurate at all. So I don't know if it's supposed to be 50,000 or 65,000 plus. So can a council member tell me, is it supposed to be 65 or 50? Where's it supposed to be?
Expenses are 14,000, that number, and then the full payroll entry that comes over from one system to the other is the 50. And I separated them out after being asked several times to do so.
But that's not, we're not blaming
No,
anybody.
I'm answering
But
your question.
Okay, so it's plus the 14,000 plus 50 would equal 65,000.
Like how it was set up prior to this meeting, yes.
Okay, so this amount's wrong that you guys approved. Okay, another item I have is we received a grant for, I think it was $8,000 for a sound system for this room so everybody could hear everything that's going on, and then that we could record like Zoom for people who were at home. And that was done last year in 2025. And as of today, we still do not have a new sound system so everybody can hear us. Now, last council meeting, if you watch the video, there was no sound on at all. Nobody heard what was going on. Nobody heard me talk about the water situation, how we cannot use our hydrants. And that's why there were so many trucks hauled in here to haul water in for that fire. So the residents aren't being told what's going on and why did we have so many fire trucks here with water. Because our water plant is so bad, and we need to put our money into our water plant. So I hope everyone's got their speakers on and on videos today, and everybody can hear what's going on, because it's very important. But I don't think this payroll that you approved is right. It's not right. Thank you.
Anybody else? Moving on, number 5, ISG.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Tom Atkinson with ISG. Quick update. You guys each have a newsletter in your packet. A little bit of an update since the last newsletter a month ago, things that have been happening and what's coming up. So transition with some staffing changes. Staff has stepped up. Our team has been around for some of that discussion on transition. Make sure we've got good coverage on the public works and water and wastewater staff moving forward. Starting next week, we've got the water plant project is kicking off starting Monday morning. So the big project we've been talking about at the water plant for months now is coming to fruition starting next week. So going to be a lot of things going. Big key to that piece is no expected interruption in service. So going to continue to operate the plant as what we've got now, rehab the stuff that's been offline for a while. Once that's up and ready to go, we'll rehab what we've been running for the last year or so. So really excited to get that piece of the project off the ground and moving forward. Lots going on at the wastewater plant as well. So during the rains, we had to operate a couple of different valves. They did not close back down the way they should when had to shut things back down. So we've got a valve that's looking at replacement or some significant repairs here coming up. Still figuring out exactly what that piece of equipment is so that it can be in front of you for a quote for repair. The stuff that, as far as cleaning things out, looking at focusing staff time on the water plant next week and the next couple of weeks to get that wrapped up so that we can then move over to some wastewater cleaning projects as well. Next item on the agenda we'll get to, but quotes for the valve. We did some work to try and identify whether there's existing valves and existing piping in place to be able to isolate the water plant so we can do some of the work and replacement in the plant without having to shut off service or disrupt service to any customers. Current valves either aren't in place or don't function to be able to do that. So back to the plan to put a valve outside the plant to be able to isolate the plant from the system. So that's the item that's on the agenda for the next piece. But before we jump to that, any questions on where we're at or what's going on coming up in the water or wastewater plants?
I personally have complete faith in you, Tom. You're good.
Progress is a good thing, so.
Absolutely. We're excited to see things moving.
Yeah, for sure.
Jump to 6.
Surely. Let's jump to 6.
All right. So item number 6, we've got a quote from a utility equipment company. And this is for the valve itself and the installation of the valve. Actually, we've got multiple quotes. They are the low quote by a fair amount. But we've got that valve that would go in outside. So since we can't shut the system off, this is actually what they call an insertion valve. So they can tap into that pipe and insert this valve live while water's still flowing through that pipe. They can insert that valve so they can isolate off. Note that this quote from UCO is for the valve itself, the labor, and the installation. You can't put this valve in without digging a hole in the ground and exposing the pipe. This quote does not include that dig. So that excavation is not included in this quote. This is one we've been asking for a while and apparently was in the email and hadn't been shared with us. So just got some communication before coming into the meeting from the guy that was working with UCO to do the dig. He had provided a previous quote with the expectation that it was going to be in the ditch on the park side across the road from the water plant. With the piping and the valving that's there, to ensure that this is on the pipe leaving the plant and actually isolates the plant, the plan was to actually put it inside the fence at the water plant, which means that there's some concrete removal that's going to happen, removal and replacement. So what he had previously provided just to dig in the ditch is no longer an adequate quote. So he's scrambling to get me that new quote, expecting that one's probably going to be around $6,000 for that dig and repair the concrete.
So that's on top of the
Yeah, so the
16.5 quote we currently have.
correct. So the quote from UCO, put all of the stuff total together, $16,495.98. Yeah, that $6,000 excavation cost would be on top of that. The other,
And say it again, where is this valve at?
so this would be right outside the water plant. So the pipe that leaves the water plant, treated water is leaving the plant, going out to the system. We don't currently have a way to isolate the system from the water plant. So if we need to, the other project to replace the flow meters and valves in the plant, if we don't have a valve to isolate it, when you take those out, water's going to come rushing back into the plant. So this will actually shut things off outside. So just for comparison, yeah, this one's $16,495 and change, $6,000 on top of that for the excavation. The other two quotes that I've got, one was $40,500. That includes both the valve and the dig. And the other one would be $29,217. So that's where we're at on those costs.
This all comes out of the bond anyway, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, we're already paying for the bond, so let's get her done.
And expecting that we're going to be, expecting this one will be essentially in the driveway right inside the fence. I'm going to hold off on doing this one until they get the filter media project done over the next couple of weeks, and then jump into this so that we can be ready for the next project that would be replacement of the valves and flow meters inside. So trying to stage these so everybody's not in the way.
You're looking at September for this?
Yeah, this one would probably be very late August or September. This valve is on the shelf, so we're not looking at a lead time on that one. Really, it's just a coordination of contractors to do it.
Don, what is the most recent update on our water quality in the city?
As I would see it, the water quality as we are right now is safe and acceptable and has been as good as we've seen it. So I have not heard anything as far as disruptions or complaints on quality of what's going out at the time being.
All right. I have no further questions.
Motion to approve resolution, 2026-070, for resolution to approve the water treatment plant valve replacement, using the UCO.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Number 7, discussion and approval of resolution 2026-071 to approve the city of Mitchellville's fiscal year 2026 street finance report.
This is just one of those yearly annual reports that we have to submit. It's not even one that technically has to have a resolution or anything, but it's good practice to do so. See the numbers, you just put them in where they're supposed to go, and you submit it. It's more of a thing. It's more involved if you have a TIF project going on, which we don't. So straightforward street plan.
I move that we approve the resolution to submit the 2026 street finance report.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 8, discussion and possible action regarding the road resurfacing contract proposed by Polk County.
This is the one we approved. This is the one you guys approved at that meeting a month or so ago. It's just like kind of their official agreement, okay, we'll come in and do this work, here's the estimated cost at this time. You just have to, the agreement so they can get started basically.
Would that be this fall?
Yes, we said late fall, and we were talking about when they're expected to start.
I move we approve the agreement with Polk County to do good street work at detailed payroll.
Yeah. Second. Second.
Well, let's back up here. I know that you folks, I know that you folks have already approved the project. My only, and I understand the contract's my only problem is there's no risk allocation. You know, if somebody hits county's grader, county on the hooks for that, or are we on the hook for that? That's the only issue that I think. I know you got a second opinion. I think that's my concern. I'd probably suggest to do is table it, so I can at least talk to the county on whether or not we can address that risk allocation issue. For instance, the county's gonna say they're not gonna do some work, but we've gotta do it, and I think that if we're doing the work, we should be on the hook. They're doing the work, and the accident application, which was contract signed. So I got it tonight.
Retracted.
Would you like to retract your motion and second?
Yeah, I'll retract my
Retract.
Motion to table it for now?
Look at the wording on it, the contract, make sure that we're insurance covered, one safe and everything. Cool.
And I don't think I need a motion from you.
Yeah, just.
Okay. We'll see how far we get.
Right.
Thank you.
Number 9, discussion and consideration of approval of resolution 2026-072 approving terms for the account settlement with vendor code 4. So, well, I think we've all figured out we gotta pay them for the badges we don't need. At least we were able to return the hats.
So prior meeting, you'd instructed me to reach back out to it, and we went back and forth on a number, with Verizon number. Council, we talked about it in the last closed session. Coming out of that closed session, I was ready to prepare a settlement agreement. He has signed it. I've sent it off to the city clerk. So really, what we need is the resolution so you can authorize payment. And they'll pick up this sometime this week.
All right, so for $3,967.50. What was the original bill, 5,500?
Yeah, 58 or something, yeah, 55, 58.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the account settlement with Code Court.
Second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Next one's being updated by council on the Deer Run Class 2 Lot A. We have obtained the title work. We do own it. It was conveyed to us by the developer. But two things rise out. One is there's a 15-foot public utility easement in there. And second of all, and I don't think Randy's here tonight. Randy sent me an email that I saw it just before I came in. He believes that under the street road plan that we have, that is intended to be city right-of-way. So my suggestion would be is that we have city staff reach back out to the adjacent homeowner and basically say, sorry, we can't sell it to you because it's part of our road line. If questions, that's fine, otherwise, just a report from council, we're going to move on.
Sounds fine to me. The daily.
Number 11, discussion of the sound system grant that was received last fiscal year. So it's my understanding we have to return $8,200 in the grant that we received. That was misused.
That 8267, isn't that the library betterment grant? That's what it said on the inquiry.
But yeah, so this grant was presented to the previous council towards the end of fiscal year 2025, I believe. And when it was presented, it was stated, it's in the minutes, that it was for the city council sound system. And then when the check came, it was given to council to start working on the sound system. And then there was a few things got, those invoices were all attached. And then, towards the end of 26, fiscal year 26, towards the end of grant processes, they usually reach out if you haven't submitted all your receipts and everything and filled out the report for the grant to close it out, basically. And that is when, with a lot of deep diving and research, me and with working with this Lisa Moody discovered that yes, in fact, it was presented incorrectly. It was not to the city council. The library director at the time had also submitted an application for the same items. And nobody over in the city hall side says they were aware of that, so nobody questioned it. And then come to find out, yes, it was supposed to be for the library, not city council. But a few factors that were all put together, it went unnoticed at the time.
Okay,
So
so
yes, and then a few council meetings ago, it was in the financials to return it back to Polk County, because if we didn't, then we wouldn't be eligible for any other future grants, because we would be breaking the guidelines to qualify, basically, if we didn't submit anything to close it out.
were any of those funds ever spent?
Invoices that were attached to the packet for the items on Amazon are what was spent.
So was the grant supposed to go to the library and not city hall?
So, yes, ultimately, yes, it was supposed to be the libraries, not city council as it was presented at that meeting.
If I remember correctly, the information was that she applied for the grant without discussing it with anybody. She got the grant, but then the whole turmoil with her being removed from the library made it relevant.
I wasn't here at the time, so. Yeah, no, yeah, we only know what we can find in the minutes and what in the facts.
But wasn't the grant for the sound system coming from?
No, this grant was for the library. It was applied for by
No, for this library. but-
Ellen Heather. She didn't tell anybody that she applied for it. She got approval and nobody knew about it until after she was approved.
Okay, but the grant for the sound system is coming from Polk County Sheriff's Department. Jill was her name, that came from, not
Alternator?
two different people. Well, I don't understand.
No, this was a different grant altogether. This is something Ellen Heather had applied for on her own and received.
But the city council and the police department and the parks and rec department also got the same grant. So that's why Jill Walter presented to all the departments.
The sound system is completely a different scenario that we have no idea where that grant went, where it came from, what happened to it.
This is that grant. It was presented as it was for the city council, but then after, when it came time to close it out, with a lot of research and digging and conversations, it came to be realized that no, the check had in fact come, but it was supposed to be for the library, not for city council as presented. So it is the same grant in question.
We only received one, correct? Okay,
Yes.
and now we have made it right in Polk County. Yes. Over 6 weeks ago.
So do we have a resolution to return the money?
It's already been taken care
It
of.
was an expense and an expense report.
I like it, but we're under 20. Number 12. Discussion and consideration of approval of resolution 2026-069 to separate the city and city council from actions taken by the mayor. Let's go. I'm ready for you.
I move we approve the resolution.
Oh, no, there needs to be a discussion.
Technically, you should have the motion before you have discussion. You look at Robert's rules of order.
Discussion and consideration before approval.
No one wants to discuss, they don't have.
Well, I want to discuss it.
To discuss.
All right, let's see. Meeting in July, person friendly with subject to no contact. Okay, so we're talking about John Berkey. The 87-year-old man that has, was it Parkinson's?
Yes.
Yeah, Parkinson's. Who can barely stand, takes a long time speaking. Let's see. Whereas the mayor compounded the problem by testifying at contempt hearing wherein the mayor identified himself in his official capacity. Yeah, I did because I acted as the mayor when I spoke to the deputy. Let's see. There's reasons why I do what I do.
It's my understanding this resolution is just supposed to be there to make sure nothing comes back on the city. That you did it, that's fine, but it can't be held in any way, shape, or form if it's going to be against the city. It's just a protection.
No,
I kind of want to hear why.
there's two reasons why I testified. One, because I went to the sheriff's department, had a meeting with the sheriff and Chief Mark Moore for one reason only, because we have a person in town that uses the sheriff's department as a tool for harassment. So that's why I went there. Don Berkey's attorney was supposed to ask me that question. Why did I have the meeting in the first place? Because this person utilizes the deputy or the sheriff's department as her own personal calling card. As an example. Now, before I read this, I want to let you know that I have a video. I have lots of videos that we're going to discuss over the course of the night. For this video, and if you want to see the video, I will show it to you. The complainant stated that while she was driving through town to the Mitchellville Firefighter Association meeting, while driving south on Center Street, she stated she was yelled at by Amber Turner. She stated this was witnessed by Mandy Zook. Isn't that your wife?
Yeah.
I made contact with Mandy about what she heard. Mandy was walking in the area when she believed she heard Amber yelling towards her vehicle, "Come over here." Mandy described the tone and manner Amber was yelling at was a mocking tone. I have a video that has a voice recording. I mean, it shows this person's car driving by afterwards. But I have a video that you can hear my wife, and you can hear my wife. And she goes, "Hey, girl, hey." And then she flipped us off. So, not only did this complainant lie to the deputy, but somebody backed up that lie. Interesting. So yeah, that's why I went to that meeting, or to that hearing, and vouched for somebody that is being prosecuted wrongly.
I believe what you just said is a lie.
Really?
Yes, and I
Let's see.
believe that the Polk County investigation of
I
that
put that video in my pocket, didn't I?
agree with that.
Oh, there's the video. Anybody want to pull it up on the computer?
Did you bring a computer? Pulled up onto?
Anybody got a computer? You want to see the video?
No. I don't care.
All right, so we don't want to prove that both,
You know, and that's enough for me.
we don't want to prove that both the complainant and your wife lied. All right, I get it.
The Polk County Sheriff's Department already proved that they weren't lying.
That is enough.
All right. So that is why I stood up in Don's defense, is because any complainant that will lie on one harassment claim will lie on another. And if she has the backup for anything she wants, you're gonna have that backup. Shall we move forward? Is there anything you'd like to discuss on this, Steve? I'm recognizing you, that's in the city council rules, so I'm recognizing you, you can speak.
Go ahead.
Would you like to say something else, Steve?
No, this is.
Why are you shaking, Steve?
Because it's cold.
Oh, okay. We should have had this at the community center so you could have your 200 backup people, so you wouldn't be scared. Let's go on to the next one.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I love this one. I have many more videos to share. If I would have had my way at the beginning of this year, we would have had updated cameras, updated video, updated everything, so I could actually show them the video right there on that screen. But you guys have blocked me from everything I wanted to do from the day you were elected. Because, whoa, I didn't recognize you. Because this is not about accountability. This city is not about accountability. It's about showing how you can hide everything. So, that's why you guys won't give me the timesheets anymore. That's why you won't give me anything that proves what the fire department has done, is because you would like to hide everything. No accountability, and that's the whole reason Don Berkey had a order of protection against him to begin with, is because Don Berkey wanted accountability. And this person claims harassment when that person is held accountable. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? I'm so glad the news is here today because they're catching everything. Discussion and possible action on Mayor Tony Johnson's performance. let's see. Let's have a discussion. How many times has more than one said that they have approved rules and city codes to match all the cities around us? She said that, what, 3 or 4 times? Yeah, our city code does not match. They have removed every power I have. The only power I have now is to sign checks and sign resolutions. That's it. So they want me to sign checks without any proof of timesheets or anything else or any accountability. That's why, what was that, resolution 2026-061 that I just vetoed today? Because my city clerk, interim city administrator, and the city council has refused to hire a city administrator for the last 3 months because they want to hide everything. They want to hide everything. No accountability in this city whatsoever. And that is what happened on day 1 when I filed to run for mayor. The city doesn't want accountability. At least 10% of them don't. I mean, let's take an example. They have been trying from day 1 to get me into trouble. I got a letter from the state ombudsman about using a personal email address from our president of the library board. Ironically, there are 60 emails from her to our previous city administrator last year that she uses that email. So was that private? Or was she just trying to get me in trouble? Interesting. They have been trying from day 1 to get me into trouble of some sort. This is their last resort. They're going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep fighting. Because you people don't scare me. I honestly scare Steve, because he was shaking over there 3 seconds ago.
Still shaking.
Good. You should be. This city has abused my children, it has abused my wife, and I'm not tolerating it anymore. So I'm going to fight with everything I have. You guys can do what you want. And yes, Chrissy, I have pictures of the emails to prove it. I sent them to Ombudsman so I could file charges against you. Okay, would you like to discuss other videos I have? The videos of the harassment that Amber Turner received on, what was that, February 21st at the fire department when our city clerk said the cameras weren't working. I have video of the cameras working, and I have video of Jason Batten saying the next day I wanted nothing to do with what was going on. I went and sat next to Mike Toohey and Amy. So they allowed the harassment to go on and did nothing. I have video of that too.
I believe that was again disproven by the sheriff's department.
No, it wasn't.
They investigated and they said there was no claim to it.
They didn't investigate it. They took a report. But I have the video.
Well, then you probably should have showed it to them when you had the chance.
I am saving all the video to make you all squirm. Because if you get rid of me, it's all proof.
Okay. We wouldn't have to get rid of you if you acted like a normal human being.
Steve, you are not a normal human being.
I am not.
Yeah, we know. Didn't you used to steal cars?
What?
Let's see, discussion of possible action on Mayor Tony Jensen's performance. Let's go. I'm the only one discussing it.
Well, you're not discussing it. You're rambling on stuff.
I'm not rambling on, I'm telling you everything that's truth.
So, last council meeting, you were not present. Nobody knew where you were, you did not notify anybody, you were not gonna be here. This has happened multiple times in just a few months. You just.
You're saying 2 meetings, 2 council meetings that didn't show up?
You missed every budget meeting except one, I believe.
My vote didn't count, so what was the point? You guys were gonna listen to me. I wouldn't have given the frickin' city, the fire department $300,000.
This,
I wanna give Parks and Rec $300,000.
had you started this term with an open mind instead of trying to block city council.
Open mind, open mind. Let's talk about open mind, Steve. You guys have had a plot since January 2nd when you had, Scott Wheeler resign,
We
right?
weren't even on board January 2nd.
What, I'm sorry, what?
January 2nd?
Oh, this has been a nice little, January 2nd, and then Piper on January 5th. And then Chris who? Chris something. Somebody I'd never spoken with on January 6th. So this has been a nice little plan from day one to force an election. Didn't you say on TV news that the whole reason I ran for city council is because the mayor fired the fire chief? Didn't you say that? Oh,
No, I did not
It was
say
on the news. We can look it up. I've seen it. Look it up.
I said the main reason I ran was because of the rumors that I heard that you were planning on firing him.
That's not what the news showed.
That is what the news showed.
The actual election was 3 weeks before I fired Mike Toohey. So, just like your wife?
I think your perception of reality is
Okay,
incorrect.
I'm sure we could look it up.
You should. Are you done?
Knock yourself out.
Okay,
2 meetings.
more than 2 meetings.
2
You
meetings.
actually got up and walked out of meetings as well,
I was still at the meeting.
but you left.
Yeah, because it's gonna be the same thing with
Unannounced.
Casey Hope talking about resign, blah, blah, blah. It's the same story over and over. You guys only had those at the community
That
center
is your duty.
just to try to humiliate me. I don't need to sit around for that kind of crap.
If that,
That is, yeah, you do.
No, I don't. That's why it's at the end of the meeting. I actually asked John, and John said, no, you don't have to hang around either.
when you ran, didn't you say you would have meetings at the community center some more?
Yeah, I was gonna move it tonight too.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, a large crowd, you know.
Well, it's not large enough. It's
No.
close.
Sure, we're close to capacity.
What's your next thing?
I don't believe you are fit to be mayor.
Well, I don't believe you're fit to even be here, so I don't understand what the difference. Just because you have 10% of the population backing you up, they're the only people that show up to the meetings, doesn't mean that you're fit for this.
I don't know, maybe you should look at the election results.
I think I did look at the election results and I won.
The other election results, the other 2 election results. We had 2.
Oh, wait a minute, now you wanna look at the election results? Now okay, who was 4th place on February 17th? Who won 4th place?
Nobody won 4th place.
You, Morgan, and Dean.
Those
No, I'm asking you a question.
yeah.
I'm asking you a question. Let me speak. You, Morgan and Dean won. Who's the next in line?
Those were two separate elections.
No.
Morgan was elected in one election.
Who
Dean and I were elected.
was next in line? Who was next in line, Steve? Shane Smith. And who did you appoint?
You're-
Yeah,
you're-
yeah.
That was different.
There'd be two winners, because there'd be
Your
a 4
argument
year
is
winner.
not rational.
Oh my God, you guys are changing your
No,
story.
your argument
You know,
is
let's just move
illogical.
on. Let's move on from the election because you can't even freaking clarify what it was. Shane Smith should have been the one appointed because he had the most votes.
Or John Woods.
We do not have-
Or John Woods, yes. But you guys chose somebody else because you warned him, you let him know that if he came to the budget meetings, he'd put him in place.
That is absolutely not.
That is okay. Let's move on from the elections
This is why
because
you're not fit to be mayor.
this is why you're not fit to be on the city council, Steve, because all you're doing is lying through your teeth. Move
I
on.
have not lied.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have, and so does your wife. I've proven it. I have the video to prove that your wife lies.
You have not been truthful since you started.
I am the only one sitting up here that has been truthful since I took office.
Advocated it for him, lied through your teeth, and there's video proof of it.
Right about what?
You
About your
said,
support for the fire
Yeah.
department?
I support the fire department.
you also said. you-
I don't support poor leadership.
You
That's
said
why
you
we're
would
trying
follow
to
the
get you to
council's
resign.
lead.
We're left
Yeah.
You said at the.
Get escort her out.
You
Oh,
would
then Raymond, you gotta go too, buddy.
you would follow the council's
You would
lead.
not be recognizing people in the audience.
We're not supposed to have
Joe.
audience. You're not.
You did not follow the council's lead. When we were going into our first council meeting, we requested items to be placed on the agenda. They were not placed on the agenda. They were not discussed by you at all. When we tried to hold a special meeting where 3 council members requested it, you did not allow it.
You guys had the special meeting without me.
The first one in March that we requested. You overruled it, which is not something you can legally do.
I didn't overrule anything. You guys did your own quorum, talking to each other and,
No,
no,
that was the
that
one
was
when
after.
you told me that Polk County was gonna be here to check for weapons. So I
absolutely.
withdrew.
I did.
That's what happened.
It was not a breaking up open forum.
I did that with you.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that
No one
report,
else was involved.
I
It was you
report-
and I on the email chain.
I report everything to the state auditor. In fact, I've requested a new audit to begin for 2026. So we'll see.
I would like to make a motion that the council as a whole request me to resign.
I'm not resigning.
It's a request.
Second.
So all.
John, you might want to let them know what's gonna happen if they vote 5-0.
As I indicated, this all has to run through the county attorney.
This is just a request for resignation.
And I have said that repeatedly since January 1st, 2nd, whatever it was. So whatever they're doing tonight is some sort of consensus of the council. But in terms of an actual removal action, indicated previously, it's up to the county attorney.
And what happens when I file suit against the city?
Where's it gonna fly?
And it's gonna cost us your hourly wage to fight for the city.
Where I can.
And according to the League of Cities, you'll lose.
I think you have given us a
No, I haven't.
for chapter 66.
Not even close.
Refusal to perform the duties of the office.
You took away all my duties, so I hate to tell you this. If you take away all my duties, I have no duties to perform. So it seems really inappropriate for you to say that, yeah, I'm not gonna sign checks if I don't have the proof of what they're going to.
What about maladministration?
I'm sorry?
maladministration. For instance, holding a disciplinary hearing with employees, with members of the public present,
Oh,
when you actually have no authority to do so to begin with.
wait a minute, wait. Are you talking about when Morgan was there in the morning? But she wasn't sworn in yet.
No, Morgan was not present.
Yes, she was.
I was there that morning.
And you weren't sworn in yet, correct?
I was not.
So
So you should
The
not have.
associate-
Jason Jason requested that she was there, so that says members of the public
There we
can be there.
He requested me to stay.
And I requested a witness for myself. And
I know
somebody,
Amber and I
and
had
so-
had a good conversation.
and somebody that had a complaint against what happened the night before. There is nothing you have, Steve. Nothing. Knock yourself out. You will lose.
That is possible, but that does not change the fact that you should not be mayor of this city.
And you should be a city council member. By scaring the old people that's got in the city that I was gonna get rid of the fire department. In the public forum that I had in the end of January, one thing I said was, I wanna build our fire department up. I have emails that prove that I emailed Mike Toohey.
You lied about the, removing of Mike Toohey.
That's a lie right
I
there.
I did not lie about removing him.
The email you sent us when you removed him said you had discussed it with the former police or former fire chief.
I did.
I spoke to the former fire chief.
I didn't discuss it with him. I got word that he said that he told Mike 2 weeks before I had a discussion with Mike. These are the 3 reasons why I fired Mike Toohey. One, he didn't
Not
here.
the case is over.
No, it doesn't matter. It's still part of the personnel file.
Don't take yourself.
Well, I don't want an additional claim against the city. And I have said that since day one.
Mike Toohey knows he lied to me on December 18th because his son discussed it with my son at school that day.
Oh,
You think his son knew about it without him knowing about it?
that's hearsay.
Would you like to go further?
I made a motion.
I seconded it, but let me jump in on the discussion here. You failed to support our employees pretty much from the beginning.
Not true.
Not answering emails.
There were no emails from Jason Batten. I never received one email from Jason Batten.
Other than, yeah, we won't go down there.
Yeah, he put in his resignation that I return any emails. He can go through my whole thing. I don't have one email from Jason Batten. And if you want to talk about support for our employees, I completely support Matt. I don't know why you guys haven't made him our director of public works yet, because he is the only person that is worth a diddly in this city. He actually cares about his job. That is what I learned from him in the first 2 months. But you guys won't promote him because he's not part of your cronyism. I support our employees. I support hardworking employees, and Matt is one of those. Not Matt Cleverly, Matt Hannon.
I think.
Matt Cleverly can't go into a fire without any oxygen.
Employees are good employees. Now, back to your comment about hiring a city administrator.
It's been 5 months. Why haven't we hired one?
We have to get one that has some qualifications that we, at least in my opinion, one, meet the qualifications, and 2, that I would be comfortable in that position. All the
So you're holding out until
applications that
You're
I
holding
saw, no.
you're holding out until I resign so you guys can put Tammy back in place. Is that what you're doing?
No.
Tammy, I don't believe has any inclination to come back. That's why she resigned. She needed something, she wanted something.
Was she
else.
forced to resign?
And I wouldn't be talking about the personnel file.
Let him hang it.
So, but that's my opinion, and like Steve said, you're perfectly happy to have you come to the budget sessions and input for us, but you have definitely had better things to do those evenings that we did budget.
You know,
Because
you
had
what's,
some good input when we did the,
you know
when we
what's,
set the levy.
you know what's funny is that you guys say that, but you never once discussed with me, with any of the special meetings or any of the budget meetings. Not once did you discuss if I was available. Not once.
We set the dates for the budget meeting.
No, you guys set the dates without even discussing with me.
It's because you were messing.
I'm sorry?
You weren't there when we set the dates. You were not there.
You weren't even part of the council then.
I understand that, but I was here.
So how do you guys set dates without discussing it between all of you, breaking quorum?
We
Yeah,
set
or-
dates during the meeting.
It was during a quorum when we set the dates.
I'm gonna ask for do you remember at all, every time a meeting, I'm asking my wife, every time a meeting was set, I said, well, I didn't know anything about it. Yeah,
So we had class.
yep, I had classes for my electrical license, everything else, nobody discussed anything with me if I was available.
So it's our fault that they set dates during a meeting that you weren't at and you didn't go back and watch the meeting or ask a question or anything.
I didn't have
You did the
to.
agenda and everything too. You did the
My
emails.
vote doesn't count. You
But
guys
it did, why
gotta,
are we fighting about it? It did.
they're the ones that keep bringing it up, not me.
Yes. And there was a deadline.
Did I sign it? I signed it. Anything else?
How many checks for money that the city has spent got sent late because you refused to sign it? Or just didn't care enough to sign it?
Had nothing to do with not carrying it. It had to do with, let me ask you the question, Steve.
No, that's called accountability.
No, let me ask you a
Why
question.
can't you answer that
I didn't
question?
recognize you. I'm asking Steve a question. Steve, if you were buying a house, would you sign the contract without reading the contract?
No.
Okay, so
However.
I am not going to sign paychecks if I don't get the information behind the paychecks. I'm not gonna assign paychecks without the background to the paychecks.
You've always gotten the time cards.
Until last time.
last meeting, but you were also told you can come in during business hours
And-
anytime and look at them.
And you
No
know,
one's
I
withholding it
work,
from you.
I work during business hours.
You came
know,
in today at like 2:00,
because they came in early to veto that measure.
okay, so you can come in when it's.
Being mayor
1,
requires
2.
sacrifice.
I'm sorry, Steve, I actually have a job.
Motion and a second.
Let it go on record, the motion was asking him to resign. It was not,
Not invoking chapter 66.
it was asking him to resign.
And obviously, there is no impeachment process in Iowa. I think everybody knows that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, 5-0. Well, I don't even think we have to go to 14, because then we all do that already. City clerk, would you like to say anything?
Yes. I can't read your writing, sir.
I think you need to do a motion to reconsider item 3B to correct the amount. In the packet. Give it over.
There you go.
Are you doing that? You have the computer pulled up.
Nobody or really.
$65,314.55.
I'm really happy that nobody else makes mistakes.
Is that a mistake?
It's called deception.
Is it a mistake or is it an error? Is it a typo?
I think it's written how the
That is true.
Well, to do what she wants to do, you know, somebody who, and I think that's the 5 votes, and somebody who's on the prevailing side makes a motion to amend item 3B.
Oh, 3B.
B is important.
Okay, 3B is, what is the total?
$65,314.55.
All right, can you break that down into actual?
That's how we
it is
ended
on the
up like
packet.
this.
I don't know.
You have had her do this 18,000 different
No, I've
ways.
never got an answer.
Well, you have an
I've
answer
been
now.
included on the email.
I move that we amend item 3B to read $65,314.55.
One second.
We realize that this is more than half of a 59 employee city worker employed Bondurant. I mean, they have 59 employees.
How many volunteer
That cannot be
firefighters?
true. It just makes no sense.
How many volunteer firefighters?
Well,
I can call the mayor.
I know you can because you work in the same building as him, but I actually talked to him. Their bi-weekly is 105,000 and we're at 65,000. And they have 50 more employees than we have. I find that fascinating. Does anybody else find that fascinating?
Yes.
30% of it is benefits.
And I had asked a while ago to see how they break theirs down, to see if that could explain what the difference is, and you said you get the documents, and I had yet to see them. So I don't know how they break theirs
Well,
down.
you're here for 80 hours, 90 hours a week, so
I'm
you
not
could actually
interested
call
in
them.
getting their payroll. I have our payroll entry from our payroll software that makes that $50,000 number.
It's posted right on their website, every single meeting.
So let's say this, if you're actually here 80 hours a week.
There's a motion on the floor, Mr.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, update from department heads.
I think council and the mayor have said enough tonight. About the employees, about what we've done, what we haven't done, and for the departments that I'm working for and with, we don't have anything else to say.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Mike? Hey. Excellent.
Amen.
Trent? Sixteen, public comment, open forum, 1 to 3 minutes.
Tony?
Elaine?
My name's Elaine Webb. I live at 301 Ferry Street. Back when we were having some meetings over at the community center, Steve Zook said, he was upset with you because you couldn't get the packet out on time, and you were getting it out on Sunday, and he says, we don't have time to look at the packet, we get it that late. So he wanted the packets to get out earlier than Sundays. They're coming out at Sunday at 6 o'clock, or a little bit later after 6. So how can you guys go over 141 pages? And you were mad at Tony because he had the agenda coming out on Sunday, but yet it's okay now, since someone else is doing the agenda, they don't get it out in time. Tammy's Delaboo would always have that out on Friday by 4 o'clock on the dot. I wish you guys would approve that the agenda has to be done, the packet has to be out by Friday by 4 o'clock. So everybody has time. I don't know if you guys had time to spend last night looking at everything, going over everything, or did you have to do it this morning or this afternoon? Because that was one of the issues when you had the agenda coming out, Tony, that Steve Zook was upset about.
They did approve that. They actually changed all the rules to, everybody has to have everything in by Wednesday, and the initial agenda has to be out by Friday, and the final has to be out by Sunday. Now, when they did that, they also removed all my power to put anything on the agenda without the approval of the city council. So I have not bothered putting anything on the city council agenda because it's gonna get disproved anyway. So they've been in charge of the agenda.
Right.
The only point of that whole thing was to limit my power, not do anything else, just to limit my power, which Morgan Lund likes to keep saying that we're just doing what everybody other city around us is doing, which is a complete lie. So.
No, it's not. If you call the League of Cities and you talk to.
I have been talking to the League of Cities every day this week.
Great. So there's a handful of cities that had this rule before.
And so that is why those rules are changed. So it has no bearing on me. So if you want to look at why the agenda doesn't come out by Sunday, there are 6 people here that are accountable for that.
Well,
And I'm not one of them.
it would be nice if it
5
came back
people,
out
sorry.
again
No, 6.
on Friday
6.
by 4 o'clock, because Steve was all over you because it wasn't out in time also.
5 p.m. is what I wanted, 5 p.m.
On Friday, and we still don't have it.
Right.
And then you're talking about transparency on a rant, lists every employee's payroll check number, overtime, so the city residents can see what our employees are getting paid in overtime also. I have requested payrolls and timesheets, and I was turned down because that is not public information. It is public information.
And the IPIP tabled that exact issue last week at the hearing.
Well, I'm just telling you that.
And I'm just telling you, they're not public record until IPIP rules otherwise. That's the city's position.
Well, look at Bonnarant, they list everything. So anyway, and then we have rules. If someone interrupts out in the audience, they need to be kicked out. Dean Brand read the rules of conduct. Well, let's all follow the rules.
That's 3 minutes, thank you.
Jerry, you're out of order. I did not recognize you. Do not interrupt again. Thank you.
Hi there, Renee Kono, 410 Fifth Street Northwest. My blood pressure is just through the roof right now. The amount of disrespect I've seen in this room, both ways, everywhere, employees, it's just ridiculous. Now I'm going to read. Honorable Mayor and Council members, I'm here tonight as a citizen and a voter. What concerns me most is not politics, it's the integrity of our elections. As I've stated before, I know none of the city council members. I don't know the mayor. I don't know the employees. I've met a couple of them. They've been wonderful. I've just been watching this fiasco that's my city government. And it seems more like a kindergarten class with a substitute teacher here. You're attempting to remove a mayor who was duly elected. And just so everybody knows, I have no love for Tony. I don't know him, nothing. This is just, I'm coming from an election period. I don't care whether you like him or dislike him. I don't care if you like or dislike each other. I just want to know that you're going to get the job done that we, the citizens, elected you to do. From my perspective, your reasons appear to be just personal and political in nature rather than based on documented misconduct or legal grounds. Your personal reasons do not justify disregarding the will of the people of this community, but your professionalism is key here. I require it. I hope other voters require it. The voters, and not individual members of the council, chose the mayor. The voters did. Just like they duly elected each one of you. Let the public see the evidence. If there is none, then this effort should end. But start putting to the table, we have a right to see stuff too. If you believe there's a lawful basis for this request, then identify the specific statute, ordinance, along with the evidence supporting those claims. I would personally like to hear from each one of the city council members and Mayor Jensen. I want you to address your own reasons and perspectives why you want to have him removed. I haven't heard anything. The people of Mitchellville elect a mayor. If voters want a different mayor, we have the opportunity to make that decision in the next election. That is how representative government works. I ask this council to respect the democratic process, respect the will of the voters, and focus on the business of serving this community rather than attempting to overrun the results of our lawful election. You've already stripped the mayor of his duties. I'm not sure at this point why any citizen would want to run for that office. If it's somebody you approve of, will you just restore those duties back to the mayor? Or would you just keep them gone? We might as well not elect another mayor, because appearances are that the authority of the mayor's office depends on who it is that sits in that seat. Thank you.
Very good.
Hello, Mr. Mayor and Council. I just want to kind of follow up with what my wife said. My name is Derek Kono. I live on 4th Street, or 5th Street, here in Mitchellville. We've been here about 2 years. I've had encounters with 3 of you gentlemen, which was not very nice encounters. I did not vote for you. Actually, sorry, but I didn't vote for anybody here. But I do got to tell you, I've never seen such a mess in all my life. Dean blatted out a lie that made me spill coffee on my shirt, and that makes me mad. He said that he couldn't find a comparable candidate to be a city administrator. She just talked to you. I brought her application up in person. Where did it go? We would like to know that, because we never even got a letter saying, sorry, we picked somebody else. And, you know, as far as the audience, I'm not here to be liked. I'm a psychologist. I spit things out the way they're supposed to be presented in a calm, truthful manner. I haven't seen this kind of reaction from when I was back in elementary school. I really haven't. Board members laughing, smirking when another one's talking, so disrespectful. And when people have their own opinions, have your own opinions, but come to this meeting to get something done. You know, our water is killing us. And the guy back there saying that it's fine, it's not. And I can prove that, and I'll back it up. Right. So I hope the next election, we get a whole brand new everybody, and maybe we can get something done in here. Something needs to change. And if I was you, I'd be ashamed of all of you. That's all I got.
Andy Cherkoff, 204 Second Street Northeast. Just want to comment on what is the progress of the roads. Straight behind us, First Street Northeast, after they put the house in, the road is nothing but craters. To my understanding, sewage is supposed to be fixed before the road gets fixed. Is that right? Or does anybody know?
Yes. Yes, right here. Get the sewers under the road, yes.
When will that be done? Because right now, as it rains, I get water in my garage, my cement's cracked now. People behind us it's a pond in their backyard, along with everybody else. We have at least 6 families that use that road to get into our garages and park their cars. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like driving on that road every day with my car bottoming out. There are sometimes craters before they got filled in, you could fit a 4-year-old child in there.
Andy, what street are you on?
I'm on Second Street Northeast. This street is First Street Northeast. That's one Polk County's
Is
talking about today.
Yeah.
is that the one I'm talking about today?
Matt, are you speaking for the Public Works now? No?
Don't believe so.
Who is?
I just want to know when it's going to be fixed. So hopefully before winter.
What is the timeline for that, Jacoby?
That contract, if it's, like, when it gets started, they were predicting late fall. Is when they're gonna do, I believe that road is just really good. I don't know, it's really good gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because yes, paving it right now would not make sense because of the heights. And having to, that's the one that, like, move main and everything is gonna be thing. That was the one that Jason had pointed out, they'd have to, like, move garages and stuff, do it one way, so they were trying to figure out a different way.
Because we already
They're
had,
servicing by gravel right now.
a city dump truck crash into our neighbor's garage because of
Garbage
the
truck,
pits. Yeah, garbage truck. So. All right, thank you.
Good evening. Casey Hope, 403 Fifth Street Northwest. Months ago, I stood before the council and made a promise to myself and to this community that I would continue to speak out until Mitchellville could truly move forward with the leadership that this community deserves. Talk about the election, I understand, but he ran against somebody who had, unfortunately, been with Bill Daggett, whatever, I don't know. So she had a bad rep, so he got elected. Too bad. Now we're stuck with it. So I know that I sound like a broken record. You know, Tony's annoyed by me, likes to mock me during the meetings, your sarcastic tone, your lack of professionalism. I'm tired of hearing myself, quite honestly. But while the council keeps taking positive steps forward, having Cody join, it's been wonderful. But unfortunately, we still have one issue holding us back. Yeah. The people of Mitchellville deserve a leader. A leader has professionalism. You lack it. You don't have it. The way that you're looking at people, talking to people, that's not professional. Like, I'm at the July council meeting, yet another poor decision was made. A man was allowed to remain here. He chose to violate a no contact order. He chose to do that. Okay? So, some might call it cruel that he was in jail. I call it accountability. If you break the law, you go to jail. That's what happens. So you chose to testify for him. Great. It's just another way that you've inserted yourself to cause drama and controversy when all we need is stability and leadership, and you don't have it. That's why my message has not changed, and it will not change. I will come up here for 2 years. I don't care. I don't care if people are mad at me, if I have a cute little TikTok made about me. I don't care. I'm over it. Resign. Allow the council to govern. Allow the staff, the volunteers, the community members to continue to do positive work. One final thought. My birthday's coming up, so if you would like to give me a gift, your resignation would be great. Thank you.
In response to that, the council has all authority, so
You don't have to.
there's nothing to lead on because they have control of everything. So anything that happens in the city is their.
Then resign.
No. I have accountability. Bill, you can sit down or you're escorted out. We're not even dealing with Pleasant Hill today.
I'm gonna compliment 2 people, recognize 2 people.
Sit down.
That has nothing to do with you.
Sit down, Bill.
Okay,
If you
read
can
the
allow
shirt
her
well, I work for you. Can you read? Or are you this bottom part?
Have you lost enough friends over this?
No, actually, I gained a lot of friends. Thank you very much. You're the idiot.
Oh. Deputy, please remove him.
Oh, yeah. The guy's a joke. No mayor acts like him, talks like him, and treats other people like him.
Yeah.
No mayor. And I know all the mayors around the
Remove
city.
him, deputy.
I've been
Thank
here
you.
longer than you.
No. Ken Thomas, 315 Second Street Northwest. What just happened right there? Me personally, because since he's a citizen, even if he's not in town, I personally believe he still had the right to come up here and say something. Whether people agrees or not, he still had a right to come up here and say. But I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but he has that right. So what you did, I think was illegal right there. But on the other hand, I also think that the council has been unfair towards Tony. You know, that's my opinion. I really think he should have been given more of a chance. What I see is city employees that have come up here and yelled and screamed and called names and everything. Jason, he resigned. I'm glad, because if I was his boss, I would have fired him a long time ago. Because if you're an employee and you come up, you do not make your employee business stuff out in public. That stuff should have been talked about in private, and you bring it up. I know some of the people in the fire department comes up here. Them people, in my opinion, if you're working privately, you'd be fired. You know, they're the ones that have been unprofessional. The fire department, some of the people in the fire department, now Mike Toohey, Amy Toohey, David Dory, I respect those guys. The rest of them that I've seen post, very unprofessional. They don't represent our city very well. And I'll tell you why you're not getting a city administrator or public works director. Nobody wants to work for our city anymore. Nobody wants to live here anymore. Because everybody in here has made our city look like the way it is right now. And it's horrible. It's not Steve or Morgan or Cody. It's everybody on both sides that are making it look this way. And we need to grow up, because there's a lot of more important things that we need to be looking at in this town. You know, Bondurant is creeping up on us, guys, big time. Altoona, we have an agreement that they won't go farther than 96th Street, but that agreement's only 10 years old. After 10 years is up, I guarantee you Altoona is going to keep coming this way. And as soon as we writ that agreement, first thing Altoona did is they annexed clear up to 96th Street. And we haven't done nothing as far as trying to annexation, proper development, or anything. And you're giving all kinds of money to Parks and Rec and everything, and that money needs to go to the city and fix that stuff first. Everybody enjoys entertainment. I enjoy entertainment, but those are just wants. We got to take care of needs first. And needs is infrastructure, annexation. We need to create that buffer. Everybody loves a small town. I love the small town. But we ain't gonna have this small town if Bondurant and Altoona keep creeping up on us. Well, that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Ken. George Redmond, my enemies are leaving me, and it's all right, because I told them I wouldn't talk here tonight. But it looks to me like the biggest problem in Mitchellville with our city, Dean Brandt, you can smirk at me all you want, and you're part of the reason we're in this mess. We haven't had a good boss running our city employees. We haven't had a good boss in 10 years, maybe 15 years. We haven't had, Dean, go ahead and laugh, stand up and laugh, bow, because you know what I think of you, you're disrespectful too. I'm trying to make it better for us. We haven't had a good direct boss that directs our employees the last 10 years that say, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that. You don't see that. You don't see that in Mitchellville. And go to the prison over here. If they haven't got a boss, the prison fails. And that's their motto. We got to have a boss. We haven't got a boss in Mitchellville that runs our city. And I think Tony is the best we had, and he's the best we got right now. So you might as well live with it, because the baby is born, and it's only going to get worse for us taxpayers, because it's coming. It's coming. You're going to see your taxes go up like you won't believe. You're going to be mad at Mitchellville. Look at all the empty homes we got in Mitchellville. Today, it could be a record. Do you know, Jacoby, how many empty homes we got in Mitchellville today? That's vacant and trying for sale? It's a lot. It's a lot. We have to have a good foreman running this show. We haven't got that. Cody, you have the business, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You okay? Who's the boss?
The customers,
Your customers.
yeah. Not so much me, the people I work for, do work for.
You know,
Building owners.
you have to have a
Take care
boss.
of
You have to have a boss. And if you haven't got a boss, you haven't got a company.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Steve, that's why you work for somebody, because you ain't smart enough to have a boss. We gotta have a boss. If you haven't got a good boss, you haven't got nothing. And it's coming. It's gonna get worse. Because the last employees I've seen, in my opinion, has not been very successful, not very accommodating. I've tried and tried for at least 2 or 3 years to get something done. Poor old Matt here is the only one that's tried to accommodate me. Everybody else had an excuse. I wouldn't, you was in the service, so was I, Dean. So was I. Buddy, you had somebody over you, and that was the main point of having a good operation. Have somebody in charge. You know that too. We haven't had that. We haven't experienced that out at City Hall. I know it's funny, Steve, but it's not. It's sad. It's sad.
Thanks, George.
Chrissy Bowers, 313 3rd Street Northwest. I just want to take some time and thank everyone. We did a school drive for supplies and then monetary donations. It was beyond anything we could have imagined. We had so many people. I mean, I'm humbled by all of the support and from people that we didn't know. So I just want to thank everybody from our little small group who put this together. And that on Monday, August 10th, from 5 to 7, we will be at the Mitchellville Public Library handing out per grade school supplies. We try to accommodate the entire list. There were some things that were beyond what we could afford, but we have a really, I believe, a beautiful gift to give every child at Mitchellville Elementary. If you are interested, anything that is left over will be donated to Mitchellville Elementary, and I'm not quite sure who the new administrator in there is, but Mr. K, the principal, they will be able to handle it all. And if we had any money left over, which I wasn't in charge of the money, so I don't know, but if there was 1 penny left, it would all go to that elementary. And in that case, we thought we could have them, they have a beautiful program over there that children earn points for being good. And they have a RAM store. And that RAM store is purchased probably through PTA funds. Really, I don't know. I'm up here talking, I'm rambling. But I just want everyone to know how beautiful we do come together. And this is not a horrible place. We have great people working. I am sorry we have lost some staff, but I've been here almost 30 years. We have ebb and flow. It will all get fine. And as far as my email, I am a volunteer. I was asked to join a board, which I did willingly. And anytime I were to reach out to anyone, I am not a business. It is not a professional email. It is my private email. I don't want to keep splitting hairs. I felt violated. I made that a point, and that should be enough.
Anybody else? Is Mike Toohey still here? I have a question.
Hi, my name's Marty Thomas.
Oh, good.
I live down the street. I have a one-eyed, deaf, chubby chihuahua that listens better than you people.
Thank you, sir. Mike, I got a couple of questions for you. Since you don't want to give an update. Okay, at the 2 meetings ago, we had Don Berkey speaking, and he was talking about knocking on the fire department doors. And he was saying that he was let in by a volunteer that walked in, or walked up to it. He was let in, he was knocking on the doors, nobody was responding. And 2 meetings ago, at 2 hours and 48 minutes, you said, and I quote, "Our doors are locked when we are not present." So when that volunteer let in Don Berkey and then expressed his concern about the fact that he went up to Matt Cleverly's office, so there were people in there, but the doors were locked. So can you explain the difference between when people are there and when people aren't there? So, because at 2 hours and 48 minutes, your exact words were, "Our doors are locked when we are not present." So there obviously was somebody present. Multiple people.
Possibly.
And that's a random thing, or that's something I hear from multiple people, that the doors are constantly locked. So.
Correct. That is a secure building for a reason. We have people in this community that have threatened to break into our firehouse and do unnamed things in the absence of us.
Okay, but I want.
But no, I'm talking.
I want to.
I am
want to
answering your
quote something you
questions.
said. Our doors are locked when we are not present.
Correct. Do you want us to go lock the doors if the pager goes off? Do you want us to stop? Oh, we gotta go lock the door. Our door's locked behind us for a reason. That is a secure building. There is equipment. There is supplies. There are things in that building that is not general public. When the door is open and we are there at the request, yeah, we can let you in.
Okay, so you're conflicting exactly what you said.
No, I am not. Those doors are locked and we are not there. We have employees inside of that building.
I just want to, did you guys ever investigate the February 22nd harassment claim from Amber Turner? And what were the results?
Where was I at February 22nd?
You were sitting in there. I have video of Jason saying that he sat right next to you and Amy. It was a Sunday night.
Correct. Oh, I remember I was there.
Yeah. Well, you just asked me where you were. So why would you ask me where you were and say you were there?
When you asked for that investigation, where was I at?
You were in the fire department.
You're right. I was there that night. I witnessed the whole thing.
So did I.
And it's on public record.
Okay. We never heard a result of the investigation. So I was just asking.
That, yes, it was. There was found to be nothing. We were told to document, and that's exactly what they did. I did tell my people to stop. We're not going back out there. And we continued on with our training because that's what we do.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all I needed. Conflict and anything else. Good stuff.
All right.
Every fire department is locked around the county.
Rachel,
Altoona is locked, Monterey.
can you remove her, please? She's just talking
Oh, I'm
randomly.
answering your question, I'm so sorry, I just forgot.
I didn't ask you a question.
While I'm here, can I answer any questions for the council?
How many calls we had? You remember?
364 as of this morning.
Who was first on the scene of the fire that we had, the structure fire that we had a few weeks ago?
Engine 571, our engine.
Have any issues with getting the hose hooked up or anything like that?
Nope, hose was fine. After the hose, I was not present. I was at another location. But yes, the hydrant was tagged. Our engine was the first. Our mutual aid partners and us did a very good job knocking that fire down.
And there was no issues with the water, correct?
There was water drawn from the system, approximately 4,000 gallons from what I understand. It did not cause any disharm that I'm aware of.
Tom, since you're here, can you please confirm that 4,000 gallons won't cause a huge toll on the 3 wells that we now have running?
So the concern with connecting to the hydrants was that there may be damage to the water plant that doesn't have capacity. So the fire hydrants pull from the water tower. So if there's adequate water in the water tower, there's water available to fight the fire. That was the incident that was happening that day. There was staff that was watching the tower level to make sure that there was adequate water. But that happened, that occurred with no incident.
Have all the fire hydrants been remarked as far as what size line is coming to them?
On that side of town?
On the whole town?
Everything
From what I understand,
that's been replaced should be the correct color of hydrant. Everything on the southwest side of town is not confirmed. There needs to be a flow test done, and that's how that's going to be determined.
And when are we doing that, Tom? Matt, anybody? Because I think it's important that we have the fire hydrants marked properly, correct?
Yes, that's generally not a protection of the water plant. That is determining whether there's adequate flow to hook directly to a hydrant and make sure that there's enough water supply to the pump, to the truck, without causing damage. So piping wise, not water plant.
Yeah, it's my understanding the southwest side of town is the only part left, maybe just a few side streets that are still cast lines. Everything else has been updated to plastic and has the new hydrants for the
Okay.
most part.
All right.
Like,
All right, before we adjourn, I'd like to make 2 points. One, I would like to make it an option before the next meeting. If Matt is still willing to take the job, Matt Hammond, that he should be put up for Director of Public Works, if he is still willing to take the job. Second of all, since Jason Batten's resignation on Friday, I want to know why the new Public Works truck is in his possession and not in the possession of Public Works. Motion to adjourn.
It's not.
It's
not in my.
That hasn't been at my house.
I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about Matt Cleverly.
You said my name, sir.
Never brought up Cleverly one.
All right, I brought up the fact that he resigned.
Yeah, I did, because of this, sir. The hostile that you create, sir. This is why I resigned.
Deputy, can you remove him, please?
I'll remove myself.
I'll
Good.
motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Hey, Doc.
That's why I pointed it out, because I watched your video. It's horrible. I've been here 16 years. It's nothing like yeah, absolutely.
Turn that power amp off.
What we voted on in that part.
Video, how's
job?
I got it on low power, but so like hold everything down, not receive. Yeah.
You guys are in things.
Yeah, I was, I walked in.
So you get.
When I figured out how to handle it.
If we have Band-Aid in the meantime though, because our neighbor, she already got that, already got damaged. And it's already, so they put rocks on it. And it's already.
Probably can run out. So what they need to do. They need to see a real. Their engineers are gonna.
Yeah.
Right.
So like a timeline? I wonder if we can get more rocks on this.
Do. Yeah. Is that? There's one.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because they have to. Let's take a picture.
My family, you know, they're. Just go put the water in.
Yeah.
That's how we get
All the front row.
Nobody calls me kiddo anymore.
You're pretty quiet there.
Yeah. It's like, really? That's true too, yeah. You got to stop.
They don't give me a call.
I wish this guy would keep talking.
Okay.